Nope. Hey friends, it's Friday night. What's everybody up to? I was supposed to pick my sister up at the airport at 7 o'clock and her flight is delayed for 2.5 hours. So I got some bonus sewing time in. And I just thought as a little bonus video, I want to show you how I'm going to put this big circle together. Okay, so I've already pieced all these curves, and what I've done is I've ironed them in opposite directions. I've talked before about nesting seams. So in this case, I've ironed this one with the seam pointing towards the curve, and this one, the seam is pointing away from the curve. And then what happens is when we piece these two together, we will be able to nest these seams in, tuck them in nicely so that they line up. See that? So they'll naturally just fit, hopefully, and then you'll have a really nice continuous seam, and hopefully the circle looks like a nice solid circle. Okay, so I'm going to do this to this one, and then these ones I've done the opposite so that these two will go together, these two will go together, and then you'll also be able to nest the seams on this side as well as this side. Okay, did I just mess that up? Which way am I doing this here? I picked them up and now they're all, that one's facing out, that one's facing out, this one's in. Yeah, no, okay, we're good. Whew. Also, guys, like, it gets dark here now at 5 o'clock, so it's 7 o'clock and it feels like midnight to me. So not drinking wine because I'm going to be driving. I got a nice big hot cup of coffee. And let's see if this works. Okay, put these two together first. And even though I am nesting the seams, I'm going to stick a pin in there just to keep them together. You know what? This might be one of those situations where I do pin this way. Okay. All right. Got my needle set up in the right position. Okay. You know what? Let's chain stitch these two together. Again, I'll put the pin in. Oh no, that doesn't feel right. No. You can feel when they're going together and when they're not. When they're overlapping, you can feel that there's too much bulk. Get that straightened out. Just drop the needle. So another thing you could do, if you're new to this and you're worried about seams lining up, I did a regular stitch. You could increase your stitch width and just baste them, so do a really loose stitch first and then open them up and see how they're lining up, and if they're not perfect, it's easier to rip it out, baste it again, and when you've got your seams lined up, then you do a proper tighter stitch on there. That's one way of just getting your seams to line up without committing. Hey, that one turned out well. Nice. This one, also good. Now we have to get the two halves together. So this, let's just have a look. Yep. So in this case, what I'm going to do so that I can nest the center seam as well, I'll iron this seam to one side, to the left, and then this one, I'll iron this seam to the right. My handy iron over here. If you guys are curious what kind of iron I use, I don't know, do people get curious about things like that? I've got a cordless Panasonic, an NIWL 600. I started using a cordless iron a long time ago, and I do like it. It can be a bit of a hassle having to set it back on the stand each time, but I've gotten used to it. And this one is nice because it's quite small. It's not huge, so it's not too heavy. And my wrists, honestly, my wrists and hands, I don't know if I'm getting arthritis, but a heavy iron can really take a toll on my hands. So, okay, so I've ironed the seams opposite directions, and now I'm gonna nest this one again using my pins. Get one in there. Usually I just put pins where the seams are or close to the seams just to keep everything in place. I don't know, that one. When I'm pinning this, I'm putting the pin right down between where those seams meet. I'll do this one too. Okay, put it back under the machine. Would help if it actually caught. Come on, little buddy, you can do this. Here we go. No. Okay, take it out, cross your fingers, open it up. Nice, okay. See, that one's good, and that one's good. Yay, and there's a circle. First circle, boom. Check it off the list, B2, done, check. All right, I hope everyone's having a great Friday night. I am going to visit my parents for the weekend, so I won't be online all the time, but I will be around. So, yeah, if you have questions or anything, let me know, put them on Patreon. Keep posting your stuff on Instagram. I love seeing everyone's progress. And if you're just getting started, if you're just cutting now or you're still just picking your fabrics, don't feel pressured by the people who are already done their tops. Everybody works at their own pace. Everybody has their own real lives and real things that they have to get done. So work at your own pace and enjoy it, okay? That's my message to you. Good night.